November 121 Mike, your turn. Taxi 111.
Hi, I'm Mike Thompson and welcome to 121 Point Mike. This video is about that red control in your plane, the mixture control. It's red because it's all about fuel. You'll notice that the fuel selector is red too. Red is also the color of blood and fuels the blood of your plane. You can't do without it. Or, well, maybe fuels the food and oils the blood, but whatever. Red is important. The throttle controls the amount of air in the engine. As the throttle is moved forward, the carburetor or injector asks for more fuel, but the mixture gets the final say. The mixture controls the fuel flow to the engine. The throttle controls the airflow. The mixture control goes forward and back, or in and out on a Cessna. The Cessna style ones will have a locking button at the end that you have to push before you move it in and out for big adjustments, but they also rotate for fine adjustments. We refer to mixtures as lean or rich. Rich ones have a lot of fuel, like rich people have a lot of money. Lean times are when there aren't as much money, or fuel in this case. The air-fuel ratio needs to be the one that Goldilocks would pick to get complete combustion. You don't need to know this for a test, but the ideal air-fuel ratio is 14.7 to 1. That means that there are 14.7 parts air to 1 part fuel, and that's much higher than the required passenger-to-flight attendant ratio of 50 to 1. Since air is only 20% oxygen, right, we need a lot of it to burn the fuel, since the nitrogen in the air doesn't do anything. If the mixture is out of balance, we're not burning all the fuel or making as much power as we could. So when your mixture is rich, you have excessive fuel that's not going to burn. And the lead in that fuel is going to stick to the plugs and reduce your power. Burning our money in a plane is a good thing. We want to burn it all. So if you run rich, you didn't burn your money, and that's a bad thing. You'll need to actually be rich if you didn't burn your money. So you lean the mixture, reducing the fuel flow, and that's going to burn the lead and carbon deposits off the plugs after several seconds if they're fouled. Fouling spark plugs usually happens at low RPMs with rich mixtures. So if your engine is running rough on the ground, you'll need to burn it out. And here's how. You're going to make sure the parking brake's on so you don't drift into that dumpster over there. You're going to set your mags to both, RPM to about 2,000, and you're going to lean that until it starts to run rough. And then you're going to enrich it till it smooths out. You're going to wait about 20 seconds, then you can go full rich and repeat your mag check. If it runs smooth on each mag, then you're done. If not, we can try once more, but slightly hotter. You're going to do it at full throttle, and you're going to lean until rough, and then you're going to enrich slightly until smooth. You're going to wait 20 seconds, and then enrich. Check each mag to see if it's smooth, and if so, go fly. But if not, you've done all you can. You're going to have to cancel your flight for the day and take the plane to the shop. I know, very sad, but you're going to have to actually burn some money now. Now, why does this burnout work the way it does? Lean mixtures are hotter than rich ones, and that extra heat gets rid of the lead deposits. Lean mixtures also save you fuel and money, so we typically cruise around with leaner mixtures. You might have heard people say something like 50 degrees lean or rich of peak. Well, they're simply monitoring the increase in exhaust temperature as they lean the mix. And at some point, that temperature is going to begin to fall as the mix gets leaned past the highest temperature. Then they're going to adjust the mix from there to hold maybe 50 degrees on the lean or rich side of peak. You'll typically run full rich on takeoff to make sure the engine's, it's getting all the fuel that it needs. And then you're going to lean the mixture as you climb. If you're taking off from somewhere up high, then you might lean the engine for takeoff a bit. But I've never had to do that. You should, of course, consult your POH for high altitude takeoff leaning, but I'm going to say something about it here really quick. Power, of course, is a function of RPMs. So we set the parking brake, and we can go full rich. Then we can go full throttle at run-up. And we'll see that we don't get max RPM. If I'm somewhere maybe in the 4,000 to 5,000 density altitude range, I might start to lean the mix. And as I do, that RPM is going to go up, it's going to peak, and then drop slightly. And so I'm going to aim to hit that max RPM figure with the mixture, and then enrich it slightly, maybe 2 to 3 twists on a Cessna or a 1/4 inch on a Piper, to make sure that the engine's getting all the fuel that it needs. Right? Then I'm going to bring the throttle back down slowly to make sure that the engine doesn't cough. And if not, then I properly lean for a high altitude takeoff. Now as you climb, the air is going to get less dense, and the engine isn't getting as much air, which means the air-fuel ratio is now wrong. You've got less air relative to the fuel, so you need to lean the mix as you climb to keep the ratio in balance. You might see that on a test. As you climb, the mixture gets richer due to a decrease in air density. So, lean the engine as you climb, which means pull the red knob out, but not all the way out. We only do that when we want to shut the engine down, because it controls the fuel. Obviously, remember to enrich the mixture as you descend. You should always lean whenever possible. It's cheaper and it's kinder on your engine, so you can lean while taxiing too. Rich is forward, lean is back. A lean back, a lean back, a lean back. That's as far as I can go. Did you know that the fuel's also one of the ways that you can cool your engine? I know, I was surprised too. In addition to air and oil, extra fuel cools the engine. That makes sense though, right? You've got all these little tiny unburned fuel droplets, and they're going to absorb heat and then carry it away like sweat does. So enrich the mix if you're running hot. So, in summary, the mixture controls the fuel flow to the engine. Pulling the knob all the way out cuts the fuel. Rich is forward, lean is back. Lean mixtures are hotter than richer ones. You can cool the engine with fuel, which is a rich mixture, and lean as much as possible. But go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. That'll certainly help me out, as we'll leave in a bunch of comments and engaging in lively discussions down below. How about those shirts? And thanks for staying with me on 121 Point Mike.